Hello? Is my mic, is it working? Is the audio okay? I love tier lists too. Okay, pretty easy thing to do, I think. No, it's not. It's pretty hard to make a tier list, but I've been seeing so many people make tier lists for the end of 2024, and I need to like put my 2 cents into the ring, you know? So we have our objective tier list right here, and we have our subjective tier list right here, and we're just gonna go through them. I'll probably just put them somewhere and give my thoughts, and then I have chat here. You can make a case. Okay, so Ash is first. Good weapons platform. He's got invisibility. Oh, it's really quiet. Okay. Is that better? Maybe I'll just pump it up all the way. But yeah, Ash is good. He's got invisibility. We look at him in game. Shuriken is a little buggy, which is unfortunate. Smokescreen is just low duration. I have Terrify here because otherwise his abilities are not great here. A bit more? Oh boy. Okay. Way up now, I think. Okay. So teleport is not awesome, but it is kind of cool to get finishers. He has invis, put him A tier. No, you're right. If you're talking about just how easy it is to use him, to survive with him, he's very good. Bladestorm is you can do fun things with Bladestorm. I think it's not bad, but it's obviously not meta, I guess. In terms of his kit, it's okay. It's a cool concept. I think he's gonna go into A tier. I think he's alright. Yeah, I love Rage Bait. I think he's fine. He's easy to use. You can use him with all kinds of loadouts. He's good with melee, he's good with secondaries, he's good with primaries, and he's got a good augment for increasing your crit damage while you're invisible. So I think he's fine. Next is Atlas. I don't really want to pull him up in game. I think if you want to use his kit, it's viable. It's just a little bit clunky. And I think everybody knows this about him, you know? So, but it's fun, you know? It's a fun kit. Oh, hang on. I didn't put Ash in his fun tier. Ash is fun to play. Alice, though, I guess he's a B tier. You know, not as good as an A tier. But if you want to use him as a weapons platform, you can. It's just that if you want to use his kit, it's not awesome. Please B tier. Banshee is a weapons platform. That's what her kit is designed around. Yeah, not very versatile. But he is our only punchy frame, so he's kind of special. Banshee, she gets weak points. Hang on, Oberon immediately S tier. I should put something in S tier immediately. I think we have our first S tier. I'll talk about Nidus later. Banshee though is this is how it always goes with tier lists. It's I need to stop reading chat. Okay. And she is probably A tier. Good weapons platform, she can buff damage, and she's not that hard to use. Except for her fourth ability. Her fourth ability is a little not great. But she has her uses in game for leveling and things, and if you really like her, you can use her. So she's an A tier. Farouk is cool. I really okay. He's got like anti-synergy in his kit, but he is cool and fun to use. You know, like you can't build combo with his like little strikes, and that like no, this is just general, but mostly Void Cascade because that's what my experience is. And you know, that's what I've mostly played these frames in. So like understand that my context is from Void Cascade, but like I'm trying to apply it to like just general use. Farouk is yeah, no like he's got anti-synergy in his kit, but he's fun. And his evasion is actually like very, very strong. So I feel like high B, low A. I'm gonna put him high B because he just has the anti-synergy in his kit. You can't build combo with his like little like punches that like his strike. Yeah, horrible. You're being harsh. Caliban is after rework super good. I feel like his kit, I never wanted to subsume anything off of it. You know, it mostly feels like really good to play. Oh, in-game Caliban. This is fun. Razor Gyre is like a lot of fun to use. Sentient Wrath is honestly fun, and it's like a damage vulnerability, so it's like cool. It's just built into his kit. Hello. Lethal Progeny. His shield regen drones are nice. I don't know about his other ones because I didn't use them very much, but I do like his shield regen drones. And even through like when I was level capping him, they were good through like level 5,000. And the Fusion Strike is it's cool. It's the armor strip is good now. So yeah, I think that is a solid like contender for A tier. Actually, I shouldn't put these in order. I'm not gonna order them really, unless like I have to. You subsume the first ability on Caliban? Yeah, it's a good subsume option for him, as actually no it isn't, because that's where he gets his like shield regen from. You kind of want his first ability, or most of his shield regen I feel like comes from his first ability. So maybe that might have been a weird choice. I would subsume off his 3, personally. Or his 2, you know, the damage vulnerability is not like super significant. Hang on, I'm missing Banshee in the fun tier, and Baruch in the fun tier, and Caliban in the fun tier. Chroma is, he's kind of OG. Kind of useful. Yeah, that's Pokemon. It's hatching eggs right now. I think it's hatching Rowlets, so maybe we'll get a shiny Rowlet. That one is a normal. So sad. What do I know about Corvex? We'll see when we get there. Chroma can do a lot of damage, but his kit, I don't know, like okay. I'm gonna put him in like A tier, but like low A tier because he can do damage. He's kind of useful and he's cool. I haven't really used him too much. Needs to be in his own tier, above S, right? Citrine. Citrine's cool. Okay, the chroma pick is purely subjective. I don't want to put him lower than this, to be honest. But yeah, like realistically, he's probably good. You know what? I'll put him there. Another tier? Well, I'm not gonna use C tier at all. Maybe you're right. I might need another tier. Maybe another time. Citrine is good. She has a lot of priming in her kit, and she gets like her crystals, which increase crit chance. I think like, yeah, she's like a pretty easy A tier. The unfortunate thing is that her survivability, if you go past Steel Path, is not awesome. It's purely shield gating. In Steel Path though, she's like really comfortable. She gets her damage reduction on her 2. Usually though, I subsume that off anyways. Or like Roar or something. The rest of her kit though, I think is pretty okay. Yeah, she goes A tier. Side 09. obviously S tier. Like Cyto 9 is so good. His kit is so perfectly like synergistic, and for me personally, he's like so much fun to play. He's like at the top of the fun tier for me. So Cyto 9 for me is up here easily. Nidus S tier. I'm not gonna move him away from S tier. This is my goat. I was like really unfair to him. I like made a video about like surviving in Void Cascade, and I was like, this is like so hard to like survive with, but he's so easy to survive with. The issue people bring up with him is that he's like super stationary, and I mean, I guess so, like, yeah, but you can just like move into another room and just like start his kit back over again. Like in endurance missions, you don't often need to move around too much. Besides like disruption I wouldn't use Nidus. That I would not use Nidus for disruption. For Void Cascade, I have used him and he was fine. And for survival, definitely he's like totally okay. Yeah, Nidus is so good. He was level capping with all the invis frames back in the day. The stacks also with his augment aren't even that hard to get. Like, let me see. Again. Show him off. What does the augment actually do? I'm forgetting. Insatiable. An additional chance for mutation stacks while in the infestation. So as long as you're sitting in his like little thingy, you have more like mutation stacks that you can just stack up, and you get it scaled off of strength, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, multiple stacks are possible above 100%. So I guess it just scales with strength. So if you have high strength, you get tons and tons of stacks super fast. He's really good. Really easy to upkeep, I think. Easier than people make him out to be, you know? Yeah, this is just Terraria music. The Gath. She's cool. She has a good kit. Her fourth ability is a little weird to use. But she has like a lot of viral priming, and she buffs damage a lot, and she can do damage within her kit. I'm gonna put her in A tier. She's also in the fun tier. Where's Nidus? Nidus is in fun tier. Dante! He's very useful utility. I think frankly he's just like easily an A tier right now. For his damage, I don't know. I don't know about his damage. He needs some buffs, but he can do it. And his utility is amazing. So he's like Loki and S tier for like his support, just helping people survive on your squad. I'm gonna, just because I don't like playing him, I'm gonna put him into A tier. He's just so spammy. Ember, with her rework, is like pretty good. I'd say that she's like an A tier. She's just a good weapons platform, and especially now that her heat damage imbue is not going to combine with other elements, I think this is like a good place to put her. She buffs damage really well. Equinox, S tier, right, Aku? Honestly, I'll put her in high A tier because I just don't like Magistar Slam. You're playing Magistar if you're playing Equinox, but the nuke is really cool, right? The rest of her kit though is like kind of weird. In her other form, her night form, she gets like shield regen off of like oh my god, sorry Akuga, you're so excited, I'll put that there. Yeah, I don't know, the kit's kind of clunky, but that one build that you made with Magistar just to stack the damage is good. It's a good build. Yeah, Nidus obviously mogs her. But yeah, it's an A tier, I feel like. Excalibur is a weapons platform. His slash dash build, which is like the most fun that I've had with him, is like kind of coping. I feel like he's sort of B tier. Just the damage is like really bad. Yeah. I would never use his Chromatic Blade, or actually I haven't used his Chromatic Blade or like tried using it, like maximizing it, but I don't think that it goes very far either. Frost is very, very similar to Ember, I feel like, because, you know, but yeah, you get the Overguard a lot more easily, I feel like. He's an A tier, easily. The compared like with Ember, I feel like Frost was actually easier to level cap. His armor strip is nice. It's pretty easy to cast, even though the cast time is slow. You just kind of like, I guess, bullet jump before you cast it. That's what I did, and it was fine. I really liked playing him. So he's gonna go into A2. They did fix shields during Slash Dash. The issue with Slash Dash is still just its damage output. I think, like, yeah, his Excalibur's movement is really good. A lot of fun to play him, but yeah, I think he stays in B tier. Just because, like, the damage is not there. I'm not sure, like, yeah, I think I should just keep him here. Because also the Slash Dash build is, like, kind of high investment, I feel like. You need, like, 4 purple shards, you need to put in his energy, like, max shard and everything. It all has to be Tau, and then you can barely, like, hit 25 million damage. And I was using dual primers. Now you don't need dual primers, because you get, like, the magnetic mod on your primers. But, like, it's just too much. It's too much work to make him work, you know what I mean? Gara is probably an A tier. She's, like, useful for railjack missions, weirdly. Like, she has a good, like, kind of nuke that you can use to level. That's what I mostly used her for. Besides that, just, like, playing regularly, she's really fun because you can stack her, like, damage, like, with their glass shards, and you can just, like, walk around and kill things. Barely hit 25 million damage? Yeah, that does say a lot about it. Umbral is worse, yeah. Just because it's like when you're in operator, you'll just die. You're guaranteed to die. I feel like. And it's not really useful to have like an Umbral Excalibur Spectre, if you know what I mean. Gara though, I think is A tier, because she's got a pretty interesting and cool kit. Her Lash does pretty good damage too, but it's like weird to build. Oh yeah, that might be true actually. With the new stuff I haven't tried her. But yeah, I think she's A tier. She's a good kit, so I'm not gonna put her in B tier. Garuda is... I was talking about this yesterday. I think she's like one of the best frames in the game. Her self-sustain for like energy is like really, really good. All you have to do is double tap her 3 and then press her 4. As long as you have a high energy max, you will always profit on energy, and you can continue to spam her other abilities like on cooldown. It sucks that her like claws are, I guess, like not useful. She could be S tier, yeah. The damage is fun, right? Like, it's fun to use her with her like little basketball nuke. I think, yeah, maybe an S tier. And her shield is good. It just like eats up damage. The problem is that it's like unidirectional. And another thing is that some weapons that you use with her don't work really well with her shield. If you're trying to slam, for example, you're not gonna like be able to make it work unless you do like a slight half turn so that you don't like interrupt her shield or something. It's weird. I feel like she's good. You can use her with melees. I use her with Za. She's really good as a Za platform because of her shield, and you can also just use her as like a weapons platform with guns. So I think she's quite solid. I wouldn't use her with like a close range. Oh, they fixed it? The Magistar Slam thing? That's really good. Yeah, maybe she does deserve the S tier. You can just use her with anything you want then. Gauss, S tier. I mean, he's just easy to use, and you can use Thermal Sunder Augment to buff damage. Like Arcane Aegis and whatchamacallit, fast deflection. You're good to go, right? Yeah. S tier. He's very versatile. Oh, sorry, Grendel. I don't know if I have to discuss him too much. He's like, okay. We're heirloom S tier? Yes, the skin, absolutely. He's up there. But Grendel's kit is like a little nerfed compared to like anyone else who can use Nourish. It's like too conditional. But he's fun, I guess. You know, you can kind of roll around in a ball. That's cool. Please don't donate. Thank you, Evil, but please don't donate. I don't need money right. I appreciate that a lot, though. Merry Christmas. Yeah, Grendel B tier. Third super. Yeah, they do die really easily. I haven't like tried eating things with him at level cap. I think I just like I was like just zombie framing him, just like shield regen or something. But yeah. I don't know how he functions at higher levels, but definitely like base steel path, he just like eats things and kills them. And it's hard to keep his like nourish back, I guess, relative to just like unconditional nourish on any other frame, right? Sorry, excuse me. Gyre is like dopamine simulator. She's so good. I think she's like easily high A tier. I'm not gonna order the tiers though. Yeah, she belongs in A tier. Her crit bonuses are really nice and they function really well. She works amazingly with Slam. I'm not sure if Influence is better for her. I was using her with Magistar mostly, but definitely with Slam she does a lot of like crowd control and damage. She's an A tier. Some of her kit, like her little balls that she throws, aren't awesome. So can we skip to Inaros? Don't worry, we'll get to Inaros. 3 frames. Harrow is probably like low key. I never thought that he would be like that, like he was that good, but I think he's like really fun. Like just as a solo for him to play. In a squad, you have like all the energy regen. Actually, I don't know if he applies his energy regen to his squad. I haven't played him in a squad. But the fact that his kit centers around headshots, I'm gonna put him in S tier. I think it's fun. And with like all the new like mods and arcanes that came out that buff your weak point damage and crit chance and all that stuff, you can kind of like uber buff Harrow. If you put like Sight Subsume on him, I think that he goes nuclear. So easily, I think all of it. Mildred's kit. Okay, I've seen her thingy. I've seen her stuff kill level cap. Mr. Afghan Psycho proved me wrong with that. So yeah, she has Pillage. Pillage is good. I don't know. I think A. It's not like a very reasoned out opinion, I feel like. But she's not B. I don't think her kit is like necessarily bad, you know, or that like contains no synergy. Hydroid is, I think he's good. He's like one of the easier frames to bring to level cap, and he's just like kind of generally useful. If she loses her shield, she's useless. Yeah, that's a good point. It is a very good point. But you do have Pillage. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll put her in B for now. A tier Hydroid, yeah. His his like little slidey water ability is just like you're damaged and vulnerable during that time. You can kind of reposition whatever. He's quite good. He gets like Viral Prime in his kit, he gets Corrosive in his kit. He's basically like Saryn, like, but weaker. He's good. He's just a good frame to play. Okay, so Ivara is a little. People say she's power crept. I think she's like good. Oh no, I'm not like ordering these that well much. Oh wait, I did put Gyre over Grendel though. Yeah. Dante below Ash. Okay, this is not in order. It's just like I don't like playing Dante. He would be S tier, but I'm just gonna put him in A tier. Subjective tier list. My tier list. My rage baits. So he goes here. But I'm not really ordering the tiers. In terms of Gyre versus Grendel, Grendel has like... Grendel's just weird to play, I feel like, compared to Gyre. Gyre has an okay kit. I think only one of her abilities is not necessarily useful. It's her little balls that she throws, but the rest of it, like buffing crit and her energy regen, is actually not that hard to maintain. So I like keeping her in A. It is harder to maintain in squads. I guess I should mention that. In a squad, it's not so easy to get all those kills. Maybe low tier Gyre. Ivara is good. He's still good. Exalted Rage. Shield recharge on Hildren? I think you're... I don't like putting her in B tier. I'm gonna put her in A tier. I'm just gonna keep her there. Okay, Ivara is A tier though, easily. She's invisible. The only like downside is that you cannot like move very quickly, right? Like that's all that it is. Besides that, she buffs like headshot damage a little bit. She's fun. I really liked playing her with like Sporothrix. I'm gonna do it again probably in a couple of days. I'll do Ivara Sporothrix again. It'll be fun. Jade, I know personally some people who love Jade, and I agree. She's amazing utility, right? She's got weapon buffing, she's got shield recharge, she's got armor strip in her kit, she like adds heat procs to things. It's pretty good. It's just that her exalted I'm not a huge fan of. But I think she's easily A tier, right? Maybe S tier, like same reason as Dante though. I just don't personally like playing her. So she goes A tier. Yeah, parkour. Okay, guys. Obviously, I don't know if everybody here knows this, but the meta is 5 times parkour shards. They have to be Tau Forge yellows. And most of your problems in the game are going to be solved. So, good looking out. Parkour shards. It's the solution to everything. Khora. She's a little bit buggy with her uncrippling yourself. Yeah. No, 5x Tau Forge yellows. That's not just for Ivara, that's for every frame. When you're client on Khora, it's a little bit buggy. Even when I was playing her solo, like with her Whip Claw only, some of the hit reg is a little weird. You can't build combo on enemies that are inside of her dome. I'm not sure if that's like intended or not, or I'm not even sure if that's still a thing. It might have changed in the last patch, I didn't check. But at least like when I played her, it was like rough, you know? For that reason, she's... I mean, she's still an S tier, right? Because her entire kit... Thinking... Her kit... It's high investment, but it's pretty good, right? You use Nourish or you use... Minimize was a terrible idea. Venari I don't like using. Strangle Dome is cool, you got loot out of it. But if you want to go like build combo, this is not awesome. Ensnare is usually subsumed off, I guess, but she is kind of useful. Whipclaw is just good. Yeah, I guess like if you were talking about like Cascade, she's not amazingly easy and a little bit bugged. When you can't hit the Excalizer with your amp, yeah. If you're talking about specifically in a like Fisher, sometimes that's because you are like clearing the Excalizer while the timer's counting down for like crack your relics. So don't clear Excalizers during that timer. Just like wait a little bit. And that usually solves like most of the problems that people have with that. Otherwise though, just like Cascade Fishers are buggy as heck, so it might just happen to you randomly. Khora, A tier. and she would be S tier if she was more consistent, but she is still fun. You have to update this. Oh no, Kome. I don't like playing Kome. She's like really good for like people who are just getting into the game and like they're going to Cetus and they can farm Kome, I guess, and she's like cool and fun. She gets like her decrees, it's like gamble frame. For me though, I don't like that she's so inconsistent. Even in like an endurance mission, technically you're supposed to be able to stack a ton of these decrees, but even decree stacking is like not awesome on her. I think she's like a B tier for me personally. Yeah, like she's just not consistent to play, but she is fun, you know. She's got some cool animations, and in theory her kit is good. The RNG fixed her. It depends, it's 50-50, right? Kullervo, so good, so good. I still haven't done a solo level cap with this guy, but I think it shouldn't be too hard actually. Even though he's only health, you just kind of tap his 2 and you get some overguard back. It's going to be like rough gating with it maybe, but as long as I'm like moving around in mobile, I'll probably use him with a Za. Should be pretty easy. He is like the one of the 2 de facto melee frames in the game, and they're both strong. Kullervo is really strong. I think he's an S tier for general use, especially. Like, this guy is so awesome. You can use Slam, you can use Za, you can use whatever melee weapon you want. You can like chain your damage between a ton of enemies. I think he's great. Lavos. He's fun. He's got some cool movement with his 1, I guess. The imbuing is cool. It's a nice concept. I think maybe the issue with it could be like you have to subsume off one of his abilities. Usually you subsume off his 4th. Like, you lose a heat imbue. It's just like, it sucks. His kit's a little weird, but his passive is amazing, and his augment for his passive is so good. This could be like a... Does his passive put him in A tier? I don't know. I'm gonna put him in A tier. He does like if you're able to like level cap with an Occucore on a frame, I feel like go into A tier. There's a lot of skin. That's not necessarily easy. But like Loki speed. Limbo! Oh my gosh. Limbo comeback, guys? Yeah, if he used energy, he would be really cool. I think like recently Limbo is not so hated. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't like it when people play him specifically to troll with him, but I can understand that he's like really fun to play, just generally. As long as you're not trying to like, you know, make other people's lives more difficult. He's really easy to play, he's really fun to play. He has like crazy weapon damage buffing. He's pretty easily an A tier. I don't know about S tier, because I don't know, there's still hangups. If I did put him in S tier, I would get like killed in the streets, you know? Like, I probably can't do that for my own safety. Loki is an A tier, because he's just like OG, good, easy to use. You use this too, but that's it. That's all you get. He is so easy to survive with like switch teleport and his gosh. Yeah, switch teleport augment and his invisibility. Yeah, A tier. Loki, Limbo, silence. I don't know. I think he's okay in A tier. Loki also A tier, but he wouldn't go into S tier or anything because like I don't think he has any damage buffs innate to him. He also his kit is hard to use, right? Okay, so for example, with Nyx, you can be like fully invincible at this point with your 4th. Why is Ash higher? It's just like not ordered. This is just like in the order that I placed them into the tier. If I wanted to order it, it would get like really controversial because then like it would be like, wait a minute, Why is Dagath over Banshee or something crazy like that? So don't worry about the order within a tier, just like top to bottom, I think. Loki though, if you do radiation and like enemies start shooting at each other and you're invisible, they'll shoot you and you might die. If you're Nyx and you confuse enemies and they're all radiation proc and they're all shooting each other, you're invincible and you're assimilate, right? If you have her augment, you're just walking around and chilling. So there's like some synergy there, and with Loki, it's not necessarily there. The radial disarm is good, but like you might get smacked, you know? I feel like Loki probably use it here. Rage bait. More rage bait. Mag. Can we agree that Mag is S tier? I think she's just S tier. She's just so easy to use. You double up on her augments are great, and you can do whatever you want in the game. Doesn't matter what it is. You know? I think she's fine in S tier. Mesa. I heard someone say that she has great survivability. Right? Like, someone said that, I feel like, unironically. It was weird. I was, like, weirded out by that, because she kind of doesn't. You get rolling guard with her, like, your augment for 4, I guess? So, like, that's all you get. Am I wrong? Like, shooting gallery, which is a damage reduction, that doesn't really scale. But her peacemakers are cool, they're fun. She is a good, like, secondary weapons platform, like, technically not the best, but she's, like, usable. I guess it's an A tier. A couple of her abilities you wouldn't really use that often. Kullervo S tier? He's gonna be S tier with Voruna, so why shouldn't he be an S tier? Because he can die easily? Yeah, A or B tier for Mesa. I won't put her in B tier because I think that her kit's like kind of good and it's fun. Mesa is like very fun up there. Mirage. You can like damage cap with her so easily, like easier than chroma on a Za. That was weird. Like when I experienced that, that was like strange. So you could be S tier. I don't know if that'll cause any problems. I guess like she has like visually she's kind of weird to play with because like you have her clones, but she's a good weapons platform and she's got Eclipse. She has some evasion. I think she's fine in S tier. You're surprised how high I put Mesa? Yeah, I'm being generous, I feel like. I think she's okay there. Yeah, I think Mirage is S tier. He's so good. Nekros, I feel like he's just like a generic shield gator when you get into endurance, but he's very good utility wise, like get your loot with him. I think he's fine. Yeah, I was also seeing like Mirage with Kome's subsume, and you just like stack evasion on her and she's like very, very good. That was like a corpse faction build, I think. I haven't tried that, but I mean in theory it seems pretty cool to me. And like with Eclipse you can just damage cap no problem. You're using a Za, which is crazy. Nekros, generic shield gator, he gets terrified, but that's like kind of energy hungry. And his summons I feel like are useless and they confuse people. They confuse me. Desecrate is good. Yeah, I can imagine that it works with Xaku too. With Xaku though, I feel like you don't even need it because he can kind of survive already. I feel like as long as you're like moving around. The same goes for Mirage. You don't necessarily need that evasion bonus. When I was playing Mirage, I was kind of shield gating with her and just like running across the room all the time, and it was working pretty well to keep me alive. I really didn't have many issues. And she's like, she can kill things so easily that you can kill things usually before they can even like shoot at you, which is good. Nekros A tier for utility. His default cast speed is too low to be reliable. I mean, hey, 5 yellow shards. Maybe, but I mean, I can't put a frame that like a loot frame in B tier, right? Wouldn't that be weird? If I was saying like this is a general use tier list. I mean, I think Nekros is A tier. He's like a good, use. But the only reason that these are in B tier is because their kits are just like anti-synergistic or necessarily weak or inconsistent, I feel like. Or power crept. Yes, with chroma. Can I say that chroma's been power crept? I feel like that's accurate. Nezha is cool. I think there were some changes to Nezha. I haven't played him since the update. Get some invulnerability, I heard. Yeah, I feel like that's fair. There's I. Warding Halo does give him invulnerability. But his like status thing where you just like stack status and you use his spheres to like transfer the status. It's cool. I think he's an A tier. Not super strong, but not weak or anything. New player with 1500 hours? Me too. Nova. She has like a universal damage bonus, which is great. She has like so many so much utility, and you can use her as a speedrun frame if you really wanted to. I guess I'm rating them in terms of just general use. If I were rating them by level cap, everything would be in the same tier, right? Like you can level cap with everything. People have proven that like time and time again, except for this guy. Hang on, this guy, Inaros. Not that he can't be level capped. You just need to like, I guess, use Vazarin to make it really nice and easy, or you have to just hope and die a lot. General use is Void Cascade to me. That is true. I use all these frames in Void Cascade, so yeah. Nova for utility is an S tier. I mean, if I put Nova in there for utility, then Dante would be S tier and Jade would be S tier too, but Nova is in there because I like Nova. Nova is so good, and she's so versatile. There are so many build paths for Nova. You could go like for nuke builds with her 2 or whatever. You could go for nuke builds with her 1 if you really wanted to. You could really go crazy playing her. Just like so many ways to build her. So easily fun tier, and she's probably one of the better frames in the game. Invade on every frame. Yes, true. I was playing Nyx yesterday, and she was really easy now to bring to level cap. She's just basically invincible. You just like can't parkour with her. But the solution to that problem is uncasting her 4th ability and using like 6 seconds of invincibility that she gets, and just like parkouring away to wherever you need to go. So you put a couple of parkour shards on her. She also gets full armor strip that spreads. Martyr Symbiosis Inaros, is that really goated? I don't think it's goated. Goated enough to put him into like B tier or something. He's just, I don't like him. I don't think most people do. Nyx though, A tier, S tier. Her kit's good now, right? The list is about to be Nidus and Sevagoth. Do you think Sevagoth belongs in the worst tier? That's crazy work, actually. I don't think that Sevagoth belongs down there, but I guess I'll talk about him eventually. Oberon is good. I think he's A tier. I don't think he's necessarily super strong, but his kit is good. Good enough. You got, armor strip in his kit, and radiation, which is it's useful. I think he's okay here. He's the original, at least in like North America, South America, slam frame. I think Saber Walrus was the first to do slam, at least like on video, that I saw, and it was on Oberon. So we're on maybe A tier. I think he's fine. Octavia, the worst. I'm sorry, that was real rage bait. I think that she's like A tier just because like I don't like upkeeping her invisibility, but her buffs are so good. Like, and he's not that fun. Yeah, but I mean his kit's not bad. He's just like a generic shield gator. He's kind of in here same reason as Nekros. I just don't like, is there a reason to put him into B tier? I feel like Octavia is amazing. I feel like there's no way I can't put Octavia into A tier or B tier. This is like real divisive actually. No fun tier for Octavia? Is that the trade-off? We can put her in S tier, but she's not in fun tier? Wait, wait, wait! Oh my god, whoa, Nyx was in the not fun tier. That's really bad. That was a mistake. Decent weapon platformer? Yes, the weapon platformers. Oh, I love the weapon. I don't think she's outclassed or anything. Like, she has good buffs. She has like, she can turn off enemy AI in some cases. He has scaling damage. He's really lazy and easy to play. That is a real quote, by the way, from Nightmare Frame. But I think S tier probably. Maybe out of spite, I will put her in the not fun tier, though. I think you're right about that. Protea, very fun, very good. A tier. In terms of her kit, I don't like her 4 that much. I don't use it that often. I often subsume it off, but I really like playing her, and her animations are so good. So she's like a subjective, my personal pick. She goes into S tier. This is the Spite Nightmare Frame tier list. I mean, I can say that, but I don't think my tier list is going to be more like accurate or anything. Some of the things that he said about frames in that video was like kind of accurate. But yeah, on it, like tier lists at the end of the day mean nothing. Like, even I'm just doing this as a joke basically for fun. I think it's kind of fun, but that's the only reason I'm doing it. I was spurred into action by the videos that I watched literally yesterday. Yeah, but yeah, Protea S tier. I think she's fun. She's good to play, so I'm gonna put her there. Okay, where are the knowers? Corvex is under investigation right now. I have to zoom out on these things. Okay, zoom outward. So Corvex, isn't it a bugged interaction? Okay, Dante, sure, fine. I'll put Dante in S for utility, and I'll put Jade in S for utility. Why not? I just don't like playing them personally. Yeah, so Corvex, I feel like it's like mostly a bugged interaction that makes him like do crazy stuff. B tier? Is that okay? I'm gonna get crucified by the knowers. Revenant is cool. Is he fun though? I think he belongs in A tier. You can stack strength and he becomes a good weapons platform, but like, I think he's A tier. Yeah, the knowers, those who know, they know. They know why Corvex belongs at the top of S tier. But I think Nova Umbral was mostly right when he was like talking about Corvex. Like his kit's just kind of strange. Revenant S tier? Yeah, no, he's the AFK frame. You just kind of hang out, do your own thing. But I put Nyx here. The thing is that Nyx has an AoE nuke that's not line of sight, and it's also not affected by range, apparently. Hello, welcome to the stream. But Revenant doesn't have that. You don't have to crouch to stay alive, but also Revenant doesn't have, like, AFK DPS. You still have to, like, shoot your gun. You know what I mean? But he's... Yeah. Tab out frame, sure. I feel bad putting him in S tier. Subject... Okay, this is my like, other... I'm putting him in A tier just because I don't like him. Or should I just do the same thing? He's in the not fun tier. It depends on the build that you use, though. If you're using, like, a Reeve build, he's probably a lot of fun for you. Maybe you're also using with the spin to win build. That could be fun, too. Rhino, I think he's good. He's just a good frame. He gets a lot of, S tier for the codpiece. My thing with Revenant, I'm just gonna put him in S tier, and I'm gonna put him in the not fun tier as well. The not fun tier is a joke, by the way. Doesn't mean they're necessarily not fun. Who was I talking about? Rhino? Rhino is good. He gets a lot of overguard. You get to, like, see at level cap how fast overguard goes away and how useless it truly is. I'm just kidding. But he's, like, invincible a little bit. You just have to keep it up. So it's not, like, super AFK or anything. So I'm gonna put him into A. Loki is straight up better Revenant. You might be right, but Loki scales off of duration, and you can't stack strength with him, so he can't, like, use a strength-based weapon subsume. Like, he can't use Roar or Nourish or something like that to the same degree that Revenant can, because Revenant just scales purely off of strength. Where does Gauss Prime go? Didn't I put him in S tier? He's right here. You're welcome, Jim. Anyone in this world who likes playing Inaros? If there is anyone, please raise your hand right now. Let it be known that you love Inaros. And that's totally okay. It's just that we don't like Inaros. So maybe you can enlighten us. I said we. Me. I mean me. Saryn's good. Saryn's S tier. She's a great. Yeah, this is just the normal frames because I don't even farm primes. I hate prime warframes, actually. I think that it's a terrible business model. So in protest, I have no prime frames. None of that is true. I think Saryn, though, S tier easily. One of the good weapon platforms in the game. Right? I don't think I'm wrong. So I'm gonna move on. Sevagoth, A tier? Why did I put him in A tier? I don't think he's S tier because if you want to use this, like, super cool room clear nuke build, it's kind of hard to keep up in a squad. It's a little... Actually, in a squad, it's, like, not bad. Are there any frames that I didn't consider squad play for? Nidus. Oh my god. Okay, Nidus is my freebie for S tier, but don't play Nidus in a squad in Void Cascade, because that is hard. It's harder than you'd think. Because it's harder to get the stacks, because there's, like... It's not low S tier, the tiers aren't ordered. Okay, Sevagoth's, like, nuke build is hard to upkeep. It's really hungry for energy, so if you eventually, like, run out of energy for whatever reason, you, like, make a mistake, you're cooked. And his revival mechanic, in my opinion, is, like, really terrible. I don't like it. So I'm undervaluing Nezha? No, I'm not. Nezha's exactly where Nezha needs to be. Oh yeah, no prime weapons, nothing prime in my arsenal at all. Not even, like, a little bit. Oh, sorry. Chroma is A? Really? I explained my reasoning for putting her into B, mostly just because her kit is not super consistent. For like normal gameplay, base path, maybe some steel path, he's good, you know? Okay, Styanax, he's got some overguard, he's kind of fun to play. I think he's A tier, I don't think he's S tier or anything. You still have to kind of like shield gate slash overguard gate with him. Yeah, I deleted my Excalibur Prime. Khora, sorry. No, I'm not taking questions about my fashion frame. I'm not good at it anyways. I think Styanax is pretty much an A tier frame. Yeah, I guess so. To me though, it is kind of fun to use. I like using it whenever I do have to use it, but when you are like going to level cap with him and you have to just spam it on cooldown, kind of sucks. And I don't think you're invulnerable while you're up there, so it's a little rough. But I think he's A tier. It's like not like he's got a bad kit. He has a taunt, he has armor strip, and I think he has shield buff for his teammates. Yeah, I spend most of my time in the mission and not enough time in the appearance tab. No, this is, I'm trying to make it like general use because it would be unfair for me to make a Void Cascade tier list. I don't think I'm ever gonna do that because a Void Cascade tier list, everything is in the same tier. You can play everything to level cap. This is just like a subjective, like, is the kit good? Are they fun to play? Are they easy to play? Kind of thing. Do they survive easily? That's part of like, are they easy to play? So Titania, can we put Titania into B tier? Yeah, it is a good grouping tool. This tier list is objective. No, it is not objective. Oh yeah. No, I don't. I didn't interpret that as hate. I'm like asking for it, to be honest, with like what I'm doing right now. But it's fine. Even if it was hateful. Ranked by brain involvement, I think that's a good way to put it. But yeah, I think Titania, after like influence stopped working, if you want to use her for her kit, you kind of can't. Yeah, the melee influence nerf was not great. The reason she's not C in the worst tier is because she's still useful in like general content. Yes, Eepel, I am doing it. I'm putting Titania under all of those frames. Above Corvex though, just to make a point. But yeah, like her influence on Pixia was kind of like carrying her. Yeah, you don't get Fortifier anymore, like all of that stuff just like doesn't work anymore. And I know it was a bugged interaction, but like her Pixia are not strong and she gets like basically no survivability besides evasion. Maybe we could do like a stack evasion thing. But like just her Dex Pixia aren't strong anymore. Yeah, non-SP base path capture fisher, that's why she's not going to C tier. I'm just kidding. Like I wouldn't put her in C tier, and C tier is for Equinox. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but Titania is not awesome. You can play her as a weapons platform and she's still good. But that's not really her kit, you know? I haven't played her after patch actually. I still have to play her after patch. But I think A tier? She has really good energy economy for herself and her team. She shield gates with her augment so easily. Can I look at her kit right now? Oh, wrong person. Wait a minute, Secure the Goat. Okay. Trinity, I'm sorry, I haven't heard from Lazy Cure in so long. Augmented Arcane Fury. Oh, sorry, I was looking at her abilities. Well of Life. Energy Vampire is good. I think it's still good. Better EV bot. Link is still not good, I don't think. Blessing. Restore shields. I think it's okay. Sorry, I just have to get that done. I think she's just A tier. I'm sorry. I'll fix Khora's fashion eventually. Damage redirection. Oh yeah, 100%. You can totally. I've heard so many people say that they can damage reduction level cap. So obviously you totally can. Oh, awesome. That's really cool, Nate. You'll get them very soon. Imagine. It's mostly just like practice with the game mode. It's not like a skill issue. Yeah, not level cap viable because it's just damage reduction. And I don't think that they changed that. Yeah, so Trinity A tier. Because EV spam is still good, and I think that she still works, she has like some synergy with some other things. I'm forgetting what it was. But the thing that like, if you do damage to one enemy, it multiplies that damage and does it to enemies in an area around them. That probably still works, and there was another thing that somebody was telling me about that works now, but I just don't remember what. Valkyr S tier, she's invincible forever and so easy to keep invincible, and her energy economy is not even that bad. You don't even need Nourish. I was using her with Xata's Whisper. You just kind of kill an Xmas unit once in a while, and you're good to go. And if you don't believe me, you can watch the Valkyr Xata's level cap. I think she's good. The only issue is that she kind of kills your like wrists because you have to slide attack with her only. Yeah, usually that's all that it is, Nate. Yeah, I heard that like maybe Trinity does have like some crazy damage reduction set up with like a squad that you can use to like just stack damage reduction and tank level cap for like at least a couple bullets or something. Hello. This stream. Yeah, I think Trinity A tier, Valkyr S tier, right? Am I okay with Valkyr S tier? You can look at the video and you can like see it's like not that bad, and the damage is good. You can kind of use her against Corvus. This tier list is from my experience as level capping, but it's I'm trying to apply it to just general use. If you're like standing outside of a nullifier bubble, you can kind of slash at it and it'll go away. That's what I did, and it was like okay. Titania and Corvix tier. I'm sorry, Influence was carrying her. Is this PVZ music? Oh yeah, it is PVZ music now. Watery Grave. Back to Terraria. The Terraria playlist is not that long. Alban. Alban, say power crept? I don't know. I haven't played him recently. I think like he's got good grouping. I don't think he's got armor strip in his. Yes, that is Nidus and S, and I'm not gonna move him out of there. He's staying there because I love him. He was so much fun to play, and he's not that bad. He's actually not that bad. You have to trust me. So Valvin, B tier, maybe B tier. I don't know. I have to. Yeah, he's an invincible frame. Did I subsume him? The damage. Roller drone, I feel like is not too useful. I think mostly his stuff is grouping. I feel like they're less awesome than Protea. Protea's balls are definitely better. Solo Knight is so good, but don't use him in squads, guys. It's a trap. Do not do that. I will admit, he's not good. Not good in a squad. Yeah, that's true. Valkyr drops a tier because, oh my gosh, you can't use her against Corpus. I think she's still good. I think the damage is fine. CapChup's unscripted tier list. Yes, I did see it. That was a few months ago. Dude, God, I just can't afford like fancy skins and colors. Okay, I'll show you my favorite fashion. The best that I have ever. And look at this briefly, but not for too long. It's so good. But yeah, so Valben B tier? I think Valben's not that good. Oh, he has infinite scaling on his Tesla coil augment? I'm going to put him in an uneducated B tier. Mesa skins are great. Grax, I know Grax is so good, right? It is a Grax carry. I love the Grax skin. I have most of them. Bolt is S tier. You get like movement speed, you get a damage bonus on his shield, you also get like damage invulnerability if you're standing behind the shield only. Pick up the shield, you can walk around with it. Okay, if Flechette Orb scales infinitely, maybe he gets an A tier. Yeah, that's a lot of people actually. I'm gonna get crucified. The comments on the video after like the VOD is up is gonna be terrible. I'm gonna get cooked. Yeah, Volt S tier. A, you think? Let me think. His fourth ability, CC's okay. He has capacitance, but I don't use that often. His 2 is good. Yeah, he's really, really good with melees. The melee attack speed buff is good. You can buff your operator as well. If you want to like bring a different thing than Vazarin, you kind of need it on Volts. But I mean, there's not really any reason to bring anything else on. He kind of is not too bad to survive with. One of the placement within tiers is going to be the top comment. But Volt is also pretty easy to shield gate with. You just shield gate with his 2. And it's instant, you just kind of double tap it and you're good to go. I think he's pretty good. Yeah, Shock Trooper is good too. Now that it doesn't imbue with other elements, it's like kind of a nerf, but it's mostly good, I feel like. Oh, that's Scarlet and Violet. I'm hatching Rowlet eggs. Oh my god, if Nightmare Frame reacts to my video, I might have to never show my face on YouTube ever again. Voruna, S tier. Same reason as Kullervo. In fact, probably better than Kullervo as a weapons platform. I think she's so good. Subway Surfers next time. I'll get it for you. I think Verna is so good. She gets a status immunity on her passive if you want status immunity, or she gets parkour velocity, which is amazing. You always want parkour velocity. It's the best stat in the game. You will always need parkour velocity all the time. And Verna gets that for free, and she gets like priming on her kit. She has pretty good augments for 2. For her 4, I don't like it that much. I don't like using her 4 too much. There's like a cap on how far the 4 can go. It's fun though. It is a fun ability. What sucks is that she doesn't run around on all 4s all the time. Especially while she's in her 4 state. But she's so good. You subsume Wrathful Advance onto her, and she gets like a guaranteed slash proc out of her invisibility, off of her first ability. When she's invisible and she breaks it, she gets a guaranteed slash proc. She gets a critical damage bonus, I think, or is it critical chance? It's one or the other. Either way, it's good. And Wrathful Advance just nukes. Yeah, she's so good. Any melee, Voruna, good. Wisp, S tier. I think she's S tier. Yeah, you're crawling and then if you start like or sprinting while you're in her 4, you just like start like jogging. It's weird. Banshee S tier. I don't know. I don't think I can put her up there. Because her kit is clunky to use besides silence and her sonar. I think. Her Sound Blast is not awesome, and her 4th ability is only useful. It was useful a long time ago to like clear like a mission on Sedna for leveling weapons or something. I don't think it's very usable these days. Maybe I'm wrong, but I in my experience I feel like she's probably still going to be an A tier. But Wisp S tier, I didn't talk about it yet. So she gets invisibility as long as you are like jumping around in the air, and it's very useful. You can run her modless and she's going to survive. She's very easy to work with. She's not good. Crowd control, she has like health buffs, she has a reload speed buff and a fire rate bonus. Yeah, silence is goated. Silence, even as a subsume, it's like one of my tops, like top subsumes of all time. It's really good. One of my favorites. Yeah, I agree. But I don't think that. I think that still makes her just like a weapons platform kind of frame that just shield gates to survive. So she's not got anything super special outside of silence going for her to keep her alive or to do more damage. Besides sonar. That'll put her in S tier, I feel like. Wisp just has so much utility, and she has like she's really easy to survive with. She's got a teleport, she's got an on-demand invincibility with her teleport, similar to Ureli does, how Ureli does. Just a little bit easier to proc, I think. Yeah, I think that she's probably an S tier, I believe. Wukong, I think he's just an A tier. I don't know if like the slam thing was really a nerf to him. He's just like, okay. Yeah, I know. The rage bait got to you. My bad. I think Wukong is just an A tier. He's got like, he's a good stealth frame. Goes into the not fun tier. I can put him in the not fun tier. Actually, I can't put him in the not fun tier because he's kind of fun. People love to play him because he's fun, you know? People who don't even like use slam with him, they use his 4 or whatever just for general content. I think people have fun with him. Yeah, sonar is good, but yeah, S tier I don't think so. Yeah, Ureli is so good. We will get to Ureli. Ureli S tier now. I'll just put her there and I'll talk about her in a moment. Wukong though I think is just A tier. Thank you. I like Terraria too. Yeah, so Ureli on-demand invincibility. I'm never gonna do an RS level cap. I'll probably do it sometime next year. Yeah, it would look different. Everything would be in the same tier, just like this. It would just all be in the same tier because everything can look. But yeah, Ureli S tier, on-demand invincibility. She buffs secondaries to like nuclear amounts, and the fact is that secondaries are the strongest kinds of guns in the game right now, and the fact that she buffs them is really, really good. It's just crazy. What would it take for me to be bored? I'm trying to get through all the. I'm like just putting it off. Yeah, I'll just bring like Vazarin, and it'll be fine. I'll probably do like okay. It's just like I'm putting him off. Ureli has a damage vulnerability with her little bubbles, and her augment makes her very, very fun to play if you really hate her for her surfboard or whatever. The augment just like solves all those problems, and she's just so good as a secondary weapons platform. Realistically, you can use her on anything. I used her with an AX52 once, and just like her kit is so ubiquitous, like it didn't even matter that she wasn't using her passive to buff the primary, it was just fine. I have a lot of fun with Ureli. And you should try her if you have been brainwashed into hating her. I think she's good. Xaku S tier? I think Xaku is quite good. Like all of these last like frames in the alphabet are really good. Xaku has like damage that scales to level cap easily with like, you know, you steal the guns and they shoot. You get to pause his like ability cooldowns with his 4. You get Xata's Whisper, innate. Yeah, I think S tier. You can use him with guns, and he kills things like innately with his abilities really easily. He has an armor ship innately. You can subsume on and like a different armor ship if you don't like that one, but frankly, the one that's in his kit is quite good. Pillage Xaku is great. You can even use base Xaku, and it's totally fine. Yeah, I think all of these frames are S tier. Zephyr is great. She has a like crit damage, not crit damage, a crit chance buff to I think primaries and secondaries as long as she's floating as her passive, which is like really good. You also get oh my gosh, I just have her here, so I'm gonna go and talk about her while I'm like on her screen. Yeah, 150% crit chance with weapons, that's awesome. You can start just red critting for free, S tier easily. This ability is good for movement, and you can also do damage with it if you want to build her that way, because she's got a lot of build options. You can build her for slam, you can build her for like specifically her tailwind, you can use her air burst as a good grouping ability, it's fine. You can even use her augment for air burst, which just like increases your damage a little bit for your secondary weapons. You can use Turbulence. Turbulence is her basically bread and butter survivability. Like nothing can kill her as long as you're keeping things away from yourself. If you want to, you can even float with her tailwind and just like sit up there with Turbulence and nothing can kill you ever. So I think her kit is so synergistic and good. Even her tornadoes, I have them subsumed for Nourish right now just because people find them annoying in pubs. But her tornadoes are good, they buff damage, they group enemies. And you can do some interesting, fun things with them. Easily S tier, very, very good frame. And I think that's the whole tier list. Does anyone want to yell at me? Oh. And I'll just turn off chat window real fast and brain nourishment. And there you go. Change that fashion. You can't hate on every single fashion frame that I have. You cannot. You can't do that. Invis frames could go S. Well, why Valkyr? Like, the reason Ash doesn't go there is because his kit's kind of a little bit weird. With his armor ship being inconsistent as client and his 4th ability just being kind of strange, and his teleport being frankly like a little bit useless. You kind of only use him for his smokescreen and his crit buff on that. Maybe. Okay, for subjective reasons, perhaps I'll just keep Ash here. Loki is here for an objective reason. He's just like, he just doesn't buff damage like crazy or anything. I'm not a black and red spammer. This Zephyr is not even black and red. I'm a blue and orange spammer. I like blue and orange. Copper. Yeah, Loki is invis. Like, okay, if you want to use like radial disarm, will just get killed by things that are irradiated. You have to like spam switch teleport to stay alive. Valkyr's survivability is like infinite forever. You just kill an Eximus and you're good for like 45 seconds until you can kill another Eximus or something. Longer than 45 seconds, I feel like. Switch TP trolling? Switch TP trolling puts him into C tier. I'm just kidding. Anyone else? Caliban A tier I think is fine. Some of these S tiers are purely like just subjective, like just me because I like the frame I put them there. With Dante and Jade, Dante might belong here, Jade maybe doesn't a little bit, I don't know. Oberon over Kome? Maybe you're right, maybe Oberon kind of does belong in B tier. But Oberon's kit is not like too bad, you know? With Kome, I just like struggled with her a lot. I'll put Oberon as like bottom A tier. That does not mean that the other frames are ordered. Like, I'm hesitant to knock him down a tier. Argumentation on Caliban? Do you think I should put him higher? Jade A, Equinox S. I think Jade has more utility than Equinox. Like, literally, like the stuff that Equinox is supposed to do, Jade can kind of do, like healing and shield regen and things like that. She just does it better. But Equinox has a nuke and she has a cool Magistar build, so she's A2. Oberon a rework? Yeah, I mean, he could maybe get a rework. I think there was someone that I was like genuinely thinking about. Baruch. I would really like Baruch to get a rework to make his kit more synergistic. Because I had so much fun playing him with his melee. His melee can kill at level cap, by the way, I'm pretty sure. The issue is that it can't gain combo for itself, and it just pushes enemies away. So you can't, like, gain combo off of them. And his, like, range strikes don't gain combo for you. It's just weird. It's a weird kit. But in theory, it is amazing and could be very, very good. Like with his evasion and everything too. I think he could be so strong. He just needs like a couple of changes. Alice's punches? Alice does his job really, really well, I feel like. I guess, like... I just don't even know how they would rework him. Oh yeah, rework the Equinox grind to be harder. I like that a lot. That's a good idea. I think for the most part though, everyone is where I think they should be. And if there's nothing else, I think I'm just gonna end stream. I think that was a good amount of rage bait. For your peace of mind. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Alice has one ability. Okay. Yeah, Alice does have one ability. His other stuff has to be stronger, but the thing is, they want to probably keep his rumblers and stuff, but they're probably just gonna like whatever buff their AI or something. Unless they buff like the AI a lot, or they buff the damage that they do a lot, he's just never gonna be like amazing. And his like boulder, maybe his boulder could scale damage better or something like that. I like his petrify. His petrify is pretty cool. Should have baited more with the unfun list. Dude, Dante, ability spammer. He goes down here. Oh my god, Side 09, you have to hit headshots with this guy? Really? He's not fun. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think I'm good. I think this is a tier list. And with that, I might end stream very soon. Okay, cool. If no one has anything else to say, then I will end stream. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. No. Pressing 1 is not that bad, right? I think she's fun. I think whenever you do you press 1 and then like 8 different enemies on your screen just get whipped and die, it's like really fun. And the number that comes off of them is usually red. Octavia is super. Revenant stays here. Alright guys, see you later though. Thanks for coming.